The smell, I don't even know how to describe it. Like, I don't know what that means, and I wish you hadn't told me that. We were her first film. And you could tell.
Amber, lovely to see you. Great
Hi.
job with this. This is such a great entry into that Predator franchise. I mean, we've had 35 years of these films, but for those who haven't been as lucky as me to have seen it yet, this is a very different kind of Predator film, right?
Yeah, it's for a lot of reasons. I mean, obviously, I think as indicated by the title, it's a little bit, I think, standalone in the sense of, like, it is obviously a prequel that it, like, predates the other ones, but, its own characters and its own story, and I think really its own style, whether that's, like, visually or there's a new design of the Predator or, a number of things.
How difficult was it, though, for you? Because there's not loads of dialogue in this. So you're mainly telling that story through action. What was that like for you, trying to convey all of that?
Dan and I had a lot of conversations about, like, physicality and how, and this character of how, how do you tell story through, like, body language, essentially, and so much is communicated through that, and so I think we kind of, like, found a way to just, certain cues even, or certain, points in the story of, like, even for different fights, like, that there are the idea, he references, like, a lot of, like, martial arts movies, and, like, he loves Jackie Chan movies, and so he sent me, like, a plethora of Jackie Chan fights, and, like, it was, like, there are some, where he's, like, seeing this one, he's, like, caught off guard, and so the fighting style is different, and see, this one, he, I'm like, there's a difference in, like, a fight that you're prepared for versus a fight that, like, catches you by surprise. So even just, like, down to those, like, details.
I love that. I love that Jackie Chan was part of it. Have you found a use for your axe throwing skills now? That I was very impressed with the axe throwing.
What's funny is I actually bought my dad a set of throwing axes for Father's Day, like, well before this movie.
Wow. Oh, really?
Yeah. Just because that's how we are as a family, I guess. And so when this movie came, I was like, hey, I've been practicing.
Amazing. Oh, well, that explains it then. That explains why you're so good. Which was worse for you, being covered head to toe in that thick mud, or being in the water and soaked head to toe in water? 'Cause I just thought for you it was unpleasant a lot of the time, but you may have had a preference. I don't know.
Definitely the mud. That was definitely the most for me, like, unforeseeable. I guess somehow in my mind I thought, like, oh, it'll be, like, fun. Like, I like stuff like that, so, like, I thought it would be fun somehow, of, like, ooh, it'll just be, like, play or whatever. And then it was mostly, like, the smell. I don't even know how to describe it, but Dan told me recently that, like, it didn't have the smell that it had until, like, a human would get into it. Like, I don't know what that means, and I wish you hadn't told me that, but definitely that for 100,000 reasons. Yeah.
That's quite disgusting that it only smells like human. I thought it'd be like a nice, like, mud bath, like a little spa treatment.
That's kind of, I was like, oh, this will be, like, fun, like, you're a kid and you want to, like, play in a mud puddle. Like, I thought, like, oh, we're gonna have fun, and then it's fun, but not the same as it was in my brain.
Fair enough. You and the dog, oh my god, the heart of this movie. But was it as easy as you made it look working with the dog? Because he's very well trained in the film, obviously, but was it that easy when the cameras weren't, well, they're always rolling, but just trying to work with him?
Yeah, that dog was not that is not, like, a movie dog that has been trained for a long time or anything like that. It was her name is Coco. She was adopted for the film. That's, like, what is apparently the most accurate breed for the time period and the area, I guess. And so they found her specifically for this movie. So she only had, like, 2 months to prepare. And she just like happens to be, I forgot about this, but Jane, our producer, reminded me of this story yesterday, that I guess she like got adopted by a family and then like returned because she just had so much energy. So like the beautiful story is like now she has a home. But you know, and a job. But yeah, we were her first film. And you could tell, but you can't tell when you watch it.
No, you can't tell. She did a great job. She did a great job. As did you, though, Amber. You two together.
But not as good as the dog.
I mean, dogs are always going to steal the scene, but no, you did an amazing job. This is a great film.
Thank you.